the channel.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate that, man.
There's
Yeah.
a billionaire in there.
There's a what?
There's a billionaire in there. Bald guy. You got to talk to him.
Can you ask him if we get interviewed?
Stay right there.
Okay, cool.
I got you.
Excuse me, sir. Sir. How did you get rich? How did you get rich?
Oh man, I'm rich?
Yeah. Excuse me, sir. Sir, is this your Ferrari?
Yeah.
How did you get a Ferrari?
My wife bought it for me for my 50th birthday. She said, honey, I've done all the research and this is the cheapest midlife crisis you can have.
How did you get rich? Like, are you a business owner?
Yeah, you have to be a business owner.
What was your main business?
Most recently, oil and gas.
What was the most amount of money you made in a year?
A little over 40 million.
$40 million.
Yeah.
What's going on, man? How you doing, man? It's good to see you. Good to see you, bud. Nice to meet you, man. What was the most amount of money that you made in a single year?
About 200 million.
That's personal.
And that was personal. The company does about $1.5 billion in volume.
A single year or single day?
Single day.
I sold 7-Eleven.
You sold 7-Eleven for how much money?
Many billions of dollars.
Many billions of dollars.
Yeah.
What's the best advice that you received throughout your career?
You know what the secret is?
What's that?
I learned this the hard way. As an entrepreneur, you need to know this.
This is Highland Park, one of the richest cities in the entire United States, with no state income tax, old money, new money, and some of the highest household incomes in the country. This small neighborhood has quietly become one of the biggest hubs of wealth in America. So I came here to Highland Park to talk to the people that live here, to figure out how they built their wealth and what it actually takes to become financially free. And later in this video, one of the billionaires here lets us tour his private jet. So guys, this video is about to be insane from start to finish, so stay tuned until the end. With that being said, let's get this video on the way.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate that, man.
There's a
Yeah.
billionaire in there.
There's a what?
There's a billionaire in there. Bald guy. You got to talk to him.
Can you ask him if we get interviewed?
Stay right there.
Okay, cool.
I got you.
Excuse me, sir. Sir. How did you get rich? How did you get rich?
Oh man, I'm rich?
Yeah.
Oh,
Come on, man.
I don't know.
Come
I
on.
founded 17 companies and I was privileged enough to sell 9 of those.
So you sold 9 companies?
I sold 9 companies, yeah.
Let me ask you this. When it comes to selling a business, what is the single best piece of advice that you have? That's everybody's dream.
2 things. Build a company that is absolutely irresistible, has the best value proposition of anybody in your space, and hire the smartest and best people and help them get rich. There's nothing more important than people.
So you weren't afraid to hire smarter people than you.
No, man, my whole life is about hiring smarter people than me. That's it. That's the whole deal.
If you had to start over today and get into any industry, any business that you possibly could, what would that be?
Oh, probably the car wash industry.
You said car wash?
Yeah, car wash, man. I'm building like hundreds of car washes right now.
Are you
I love
serious?
them. Yeah, man.
Can I buy one of those with you?
You can, heck yeah, you can. I
I'll
need
buy real
partners.
estate.
It's the best business. I
Why
love
car
it.
washes? What's the secret there? You don't hear any of these billionaires talking about that. Why car
Oh
wash?
man, you know how many billionaires have car washes? All the smart ones. Do you get your car washed?
I do.
Yeah, it's like an ATM machine, a legal ATM machine.
It's recession proof.
It's depression proof.
Wow.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that one before.
Yeah, it's true, man. I learned that from Mr. Buffett.
How do you feel about diversification?
In what way?
Wealth.
I think diversification is awesome, but the people that I know that have made the most money and created the most wealth have been laser focused on what they're doing, and they compound that growth every hour, every minute, every day, forever.
So you become the best in the world at one thing.
Yeah, become the best in the world at one thing, and then guess what you get to do?
What's that?
Many other things. But mastery is what your obsession should be.
What was the most amount of money that you made in a single year?
It's a big number. I don't know. I've been part of organizations that have created billions of dollars.
Would you say more than $100 million?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been part of businesses that have done many billions in business.
And what's the secret to that scale?
Spend all your time and all your energy getting the best talent you possibly can and investing in them deeply and helping them get to where you are. I'll tell you this, billionaires make millionaires. Millionaires make billionaires. But I've never seen a billionaire make another billionaire. So invest in people deeply, help them get wealthy, help them grow, help them get rich. The best business builders I've seen in my life are the ones that help other people build wealth.
You know they don't teach this in school, right?
No, man, they don't teach it in school. It's like the game behind the game.
I'm going to challenge you. Take me back to the most life-changing conversation you ever had. What's the greatest piece of advice that you ever received?
One of my early business partners told me, don't ever get rich and good looking.
What does that mean?
Rich is loud and wealth is quiet. I know so many multi-billionaires that'll never get in front of this camera because they live by that. I'm breaking the rules today, but rich is loud, wealth is quiet.
That's game right there, man. What's your name?
My name's Vic Keller.
Do you believe in God?
Ah, man, I love Jesus.
You're not afraid to say it either, my friend.
No, man, I'll tell the world from the highest mountain. Yeah.
Why is that?
because that's the only reason I am where I am today. It's because of Jesus
100%,
Christ.
man.
100%, man.
And none of this is possible without it.
No, man, listen, you can lose your health, you can lose your money, you can lose your friends, but if you have a relationship with Jesus Christ, you got it forever.
That's beautiful, man. I love that. You got amazing advice, my friend. Thank you so much for your time, and I appreciate that, man. I gotta ask you, man, every week I host live calls with the billionaires I interview where they mentor my audience. Would you do a live call and mentor some people?
100%. It would be my honor and privilege
Is that
to
cool?
do live calls. Let's go.
Guys, my first interview of the day was a billionaire. My guy came up to me and he said, look, there's a billionaire in the lobby, and sure enough, he brought him out. But we just interviewed Vic Keller, who sold 9 companies, 3 of them to Berkshire Hathaway. That's Warren Buffett. And he just gave so much amazing advice in that interview from start to finish. But what did he say, man? He said it's time to go buy some car washes. And if a billionaire's telling us that, then he's probably not lying, you guys. Crazy good interview out here in Dallas to start the day. But we gotta keep this thing rolling and go get this next one, you guys. Come on. Excuse me, sir. Sir, is this your Ferrari?
Yeah.
How did you get a Ferrari?
My wife bought it for me for my 50th birthday. She said, honey, I've done all the research and this is the cheapest midlife crisis you can have.
But how did you get rich? Like, are you a business owner?
Yeah, you have to be a business owner.
What was your main business?
Most recently oil and gas, but I'm also in real estate.
How long have you been a business owner?
35 years.
Do you think I could interview you for 1 minute? I go all over the world interviewing millionaires and billionaires on their advice to the younger generation.
What do you want to talk about?
Just everything, business, and how you got successful.
Yeah, I got 5 minutes.
Is that okay?
Sure.
How did you get into oil and gas?
Oh, I watched the prize many years ago and saw that it's a boom-bust business. When it's booming, people think it will never bust, and when it busts, they think it'll never come back. And I decided next time it busted, I was going to buy it, and then I'd remember when it was booming that it wouldn't last forever.
What was the most amount of money you made in a year?
A little over 40 million.
$40 million.
Yeah.
Did you come from a lot of money?
No. When I was a kid, my house was heated with a wood stove. I worked in my lunchroom as a kid so that I could get free lunch. But that motivated me. I knew I didn't want to be poor my whole life.
What was the most life-changing advice that you ever received? I want you to think about a conversation that you had at a time maybe you were unsure.
Yeah, okay, it was the first deal I made. I had maxed out my credit cards, $70,000, which was more money than I'd ever seen. And I bought all these distressed loans from failed savings and loans. And I bought $1.6 million worth of loans for $64,000. And I'm thinking, holy smokes, what have I done? And I called this friend, and he is about 11 years older than me. And he's like, Steve, the first deal is the hardest. He said, it will never be this hard again, and you'll never feel this bad again. And he was right. But he said, you've done your research, you've done your homework, you'll probably be fine. And it turned out great.
What do you think is the best industry people should be getting into right now?
Something where they have an edge. In my view, if everybody thinks it's a great idea, you missed it. At least for me, all of my great investments, whenever I've made them, people thought I was crazy. Once people realize it's a great idea, then it's priced into what you're paying, and you missed it.
Do you have anyone that doubted you?
Oh yeah, everybody doubted me. I mean, come on, I was a poor kid from Bountiful, Utah. The good news is the most important person didn't doubt me, and that was my wife. She always believed in me, even when everybody else may not have.
How did you find your life partner?
I dated her older sister in high school, and she dated my little brother.
That's not a real story, is it?
That is a true story.
How old are you?
61.
Do you believe in God?
Yeah, absolutely.
Has faith been important?
Oh, yeah, really important. For me, having a car like this it's fun, but this isn't what it means to be rich. Being rich is having a wonderful life, and money is a nice part of it, but it's only a part of it. I mean, you've probably met lots of rich people that don't have really good lives because money doesn't make your life perfect. You need a balanced life, and you need the other things that are even more important than money. But I like money. It's fun to have, and I'm glad I have it.
Do you think everybody's built for entrepreneurship?
No, I don't think so. I think some people need a boss, they need to be managed. And I think people can figure out if they're that kind of person or not. I think it's, though, can you live with uncertainty and you have confidence, enough confidence in yourself to get through those dry times?
You're 61 today. If me and you died tomorrow and you had one more guiding principle for your children, for the younger generation, what would that be?
Okay, here it is. Think about where you want to be in 30 years. Get a picture. Not exactly, but generally, what do you want your life to look like? And then work backwards. If you do it that way, it becomes far more obvious what you should be doing today when you work backwards like that.
Reverse engineer.
Yeah. Think about the test. When you knew what was going to be on the test, how did you do?
You're good.
You crushed it. And so the nice thing about life is we get to plan our own life. We get to build our own life. And your life can look like whatever you want it to look like. You just need to figure out what that is. And I think one of the problems is people don't give that enough consideration passion and they're not deliberate about it. They just kind of live by the seat of their pants.
You got amazing advice, sir.
Well, you tell my teenagers that.
Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you. Guys, so since we're in Texas, it's only right that we run into an oil mogul out here. And that guy just gave some serious game. But what did he say when I first walked up to the car? He said, yes, you have to be a business owner to get rich. And he is not lying. Look, the richest people in the world will tell you, you cannot get rich working for anybody else. You gotta start your own business. Great interview out here in Dallas. We gotta keep the scene rolling and go get this next one, you guys. Come on. All right. Tell me what you just told me.
All right, so the first time I actually saw you was on a cell phone in one of our lovely federal penitentiaries here in the United States. So I was housed in one of them for almost 4 years. You're a big hit in there.
Yeah?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, everybody's got a dream. You interview people that had a dream and turned it into something.
What did you do? What'd you just do? Tell them.
So my family and I have an HVAC company. It's 42 years old. My dad's got it in the Tulsa, Oklahoma area. We just brought it down here to Texas about 1.5 years ago and merged and had a 49% exit about 6 months ago.
How much did you sell it for?
7x from what we had it for. So we got 7x our dividends.
So how much were you doing in terms of revenue at that?
We were doing about $3.5 million in Oklahoma.
So you guys made a cool $20 million off that.
God had a plan for us.
You hit rock bottom. You went to a federal penitentiary. What was that got you out of rock bottom and that enabled you to help go and build a multi-million-dollar business?
My relationship with Jesus Christ. God had a plan for me.
Did you find him in prison?
No, I mean, I knew him before I went in, but you find him real quick when you get in there, you know what I mean?
What did you learn about people while you were there? Because you have a different perspective you're at the table with people, with private equity guys buying companies. You're there with guys that are in prison.
Cartel members, you name it, yeah.
So what'd you learn about people that was so interesting?
I learned that when nobody has anything, it's when you find out when people who really are, they really are. So when nobody has anything to offer but their handshake and love, that's when they got to offer.
Give me the best advice that you received when you came out.
All right, I'll tell you something. One of my cellmates' name was Daryl Rosen. He was an executive with Procter & Gamble for 35 years. One of the smartest people I've ever met in my life. And he said, hire your weakness. He said, your strength is where you make your money and your weakness is where you keep it. So I'll take that to the grave with me. So
you can't be afraid to go find people that are better than you to come do your job.
Not at all. If you bring something to the table, everybody eats.
So let's talk right now real quick. Somebody doesn't believe in God. What would your message be to them?
My message would be this. He believes in you. I went through a long time in my life where I'd done the wrong thing. I made mistakes and I paid for them, but I promise you the comeback is so much greater than the setback, man. That's the best advice I can give anybody. The comeback, if you hold on and you stand true to it, is so much greater than the setback, bro.
Yeah, you got amazing advice, my friend.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you so much for your time, man. I appreciate you, man. That made my whole day, you know that?
I'm from small town Oklahoma. Look where I'm at now, bro.
Yeah, come on.
I'm from a small town Oklahoma.
I'm proud of you, bro.
God's got a plan.
Hey, come on, man. And you gave me a beautiful interview, man. Come on, that was awesome, man. James Duman, man. I appreciate you, man. Guys, Dallas has been insane so far, and we're headed right now to go interview our next billion-dollar entrepreneur. Imagine being the CEO of not just one, but 2 multi-billion-dollar Fortune 500 companies. Well, that's what Jim Keys did. Sold 7-Eleven as the CEO, ran Blockbuster, and made a lot of damn money. And we're about to meet up with and interview him right now, out here in Dallas, out here in Highland Park, you guys. Come on. My man pulled up in the Ferrari, you guys. Come on. What's going on, James? How you doing? Good to see you, my man. How are you? It's good to see you, man. We were letting them know, man, that you ran not one, but 2 Fortune 500 multi-billion-dollar companies, man.
I did. Lead a blessed life.
And I don't think that people realize, man, you're 70 years old and you look amazing, man.
I am?
You move like you're 35, man. So.
Hey, man, every day's a new adventure. You got to stay fit to get out of these things.
100%. Well, look, I've got one rule for the interviews. A lot of the people, they've seen me and you before.
Yeah.
We're not going to hold back in this one, though. We're going to give them the real secrets on what it takes to... You were in the trenches of 2 of the biggest companies in the world, man.
Yeah.
So we're going to give them the secrets right here. Can we make that happen?
Good times and bad times. It's more important that you teach them how to handle the bad times even than the good times.
Let's get right into it.
Let's do it.
What was the most amount of money you made in a single year?
A single year or single day?
Single day.
I sold 7-Eleven.
You sold 7-Eleven? For how much money?
Many billions of dollars.
Billions of
Yeah.
dollars. Did you come from a lot of money?
No, I grew up literally in a house with no running water.
How broke were you?
Really broke.
Now, among yourself and the most successful CEOs in the business world, what's that one trait they all have in common?
Fearlessness. It's what you have. It's the ability to walk up to somebody and be able to transact without any fear.
How important were relationships for your success?
Relationships are everything. It took me almost my entire career to realize that the most valuable resource of any company is the human resource. And yet we take that for granted so often. Your team is critically important to your success.
A lot of people say that you can't get rich working in the corporate world. Do you agree with that?
I don't agree with that.
Why?
I think that the corporate world, most people are not cut out to be entrepreneurs.
You don't think everybody's built for entrepreneurs?
Not everybody is an entrepreneur. And the corporate world provides an entrepreneurial opportunity. You still have to be an entrepreneur to be successful in the corporate world. I call it being a corporate entrepreneur. But it provides a little more structure than an entrepreneurial environment does. And I found that to be a great solution for me, to be able to be an entrepreneur in a corporate environment.
What's the best advice that you received throughout your career?
You know what the secret is?
What's that?
I learned this the hard way. As an entrepreneur, you need to know this. 3 things. 1, cash. Cash flow is critical to any business. It's your oxygen. You got to watch your debt and you got to watch your payables and receivables. You got to be able to watch that cash flow. Number 2 is communications, because we don't do this on our own. We have a team, and if the team doesn't understand where you're going, they can't execute. If the team is uncertain and scared, that brings in fear. Fear means uncertainty. Uncertainty is a killer. And then the third is probably the most important: character. In times of trouble, you are going to be tested. Your values, your resilience, your self-confidence will all be on the line. Character is what will ultimately separate a winner from a loser. Being able to stay the course, recognize it's not personal, and have the confidence to weather that storm.
This is a masterclass right here.
It's absolutely a masterclass.
The richest people in the world that I know read a ton of books. What was the #1 book that changed your life?
I'm going to give you one. The standard answer might be, of course, the Bible, but I'm going to give you a different one that you'd be surprised at. And this is directly aimed at leaders and at business people, or entrepreneurs. You know what the strongest book I read in business was?
What's that?
The Boy Scout Handbook. It sounds crazy.
I'm an Eagle Scout. You know.
Are you an? Yeah, that's right. That's
Are you an
right.
Eagle?
No. I made it to life. But go back to the Boy Scout Handbook. A scout is, and I know you know this, trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. And if you think about those principles, those elements of scouting will serve you well as a leader, whether you're an entrepreneur or running a multi-billion-dollar corporation.
Yeah.
It absolutely works.
You got amazing advice, my friend. Hey, I connect with all the billionaires I interview. Could I get your contact?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Guys, the time has now come. You're right now headed out to the private jet airport out here in Dallas, Texas, you guys. And we're gonna be meeting up with and interviewing a billionaire on his private jet, guys. I'm gonna be asking him, first of all, how much money it even takes to make, to be able to afford and own a private jet. I mean, that's insane just to think about. And we're gonna be asking him his secrets to building a billion-dollar company out here in one of the wealthiest cities in America. So stay tuned. We're headed there right now to interview the man himself on his private jet. All right, you guys, look, as you can see, man, we just got to the private jet airport right here. We're gonna be going in and we're gonna be going right out to the man's jet. He apparently, I guess, landed from Utah a couple minutes ago, man. So any second now, we're gonna be meeting up with him, you guys. Come on. What's going on, man? How you doing, man? It's good to see you.
Good to see you, buddy.
Nice to meet you, man. Super happy to be out here, man.
Fun.
We just got in from Utah.
Yeah.
How was the flight?
It was great. It was easy. Just came in. We had a house in Park City, but home base Dallas here.
How long have you been flying private for?
Oh man, my last commercial flight ever was, I remember this, was 2018 coming from France to Dallas. We just left Monaco Grand Prix.
8 years? 8 years?
Yeah, 8 years. And I kept on telling my wife, I said, hey, last commercial flight ever, hopefully. We had just bought a plane. We were redoing it. And so now we've had a few planes and we're on our latest one right now.
Is it true that you make more money flying private as well because you kind of step into that frequency?
Man, I don't know if I could ever really say that. Yeah. I think it's a luxury item that, hey, you just got to say this is what it's going to cost and it is what it is. But you can never, ever make more time, right? Time's 100%. Your most precious commodity you could ever have. Yeah. And so in some ways, it's a time machine. And so you really can save a lot of time.
Oh, hey, we got to go check out the jet
Let's
right
do it.
now, man.
Let's
go
do
check
it.
it out. This is crazy right here. You understand that, right, man? We got to see this right here, man.
This is fun, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. Everybody who gets planes, I mean, the planes are so expensive, but they typically paint them white with 2 stripes.
100%.
Like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Can we not do something cool?
Yeah, man. What was the inspiration behind the camo, man?
So I had my last one was a black camo, and
Okay.
I did Lamborghini purple underneath.
Yeah.
This one we did a Rolls Royce Tempest gray with 3 different shades, and then we did paint to sample mint Porsche underneath it.
Wow.
So it's something kind of fun and different.
Man. This is crazy right here, man. This is dope.
You want me to head up?
Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Wow. This is crazy right here, man. How often are you flying these days?
You know, we're flying about 300 hours.
And is that for business, for projects?
It's mainly personal. Yeah, we're going to start doing a little bit more business with it, but most of it's personal because we travel a lot.
Yeah.
We've got 4 kiddos. We got bigs and littles, and so the 2 little ones travel a lot with us because the bigs are kind of in high school.
Yeah.
But we're trying to give them like this eclectic learning and kind of this real world environment.
Yeah.
And so this is the tool that allows us to do it.
Yeah. Now, listen, I got one rule for all of my interviews. There's no holding back. We're going to give them the blueprint on what it really takes to build a, multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar company in today's world. Can we make that happen?
Yeah, let's do it.
Before we get into some questions, so could we have a quick little tour of the jet?
Sure.
Is that cool?
Yeah. We did something kind of different. We did a lot of soft in here. So a little bit more softer panels that kind of make it quieter and cozy.
Yeah.
And then we did this like matte wood.
So you're very attentive to the detail.
Yeah, I love this stuff. So I'm a car guy. And so this is a car on steroids to me.
100%. How much money was this jet that you paid for?
You know, knew these things are $50 million, but I bought this used, and then I put about $5 million on interior and paint.
All in all, what did you pay for?
Probably about 20.
Let's check out the rest of this right here.
We can go straight to, France, about 9.5 hours.
Are you serious?
Mykonos in about 11.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Wait, man. Hey, let's get into some
Let's do
questions
it.
real quick. Let's do it. Who am I here with today?
Ben Pogue.
Yeah. And what line of business are you in? How did you make your billions, my man?
Well, I don't know if it's billions, but my main company was a construction company that I was second gen. It was my dad's company. I took it over in 2009, then bought the company in 2016. And then I've got several other business ventures, but those are the two primary.
Construction is a very competitive business to be in. There's hundreds down in the South alone.
Yeah.
How did you stand out from competition?
Man, we really went all in on people and culture. It was something that's not, I don't think, usual, especially for construction, but for a lot of companies. And what we decided a long time ago is like, hey, we're going to set our core values. We're going to stick with those. And we're going to be people focused in everything we do. I feel like every company in the world is in the people business and the service business. It's just whether they know it or not.
Hey, they say that people will take you places that money can't.
All day.
So relationships are important.
Very important, but I also think people want to know that you care for them. And it's okay to have high expectations, and it's okay to really push the envelope, but they have to know that you're going to be there for them. They have to know that you care. And I think if they know that, they'll run through walls for you.
100%. I'm going to challenge you right now. I want you to take me back to the most life-changing conversation you ever had. What is the greatest piece of advice you received throughout your career?
Man, there's so many of them. One of my favorite quotes is, are we playing not to lose, or are we playing to win? Like, we're in this to play to win, right? And so I think for me, that was just an attitude. Like, we're not going to do the standard things that people tell you to do. We're not going to go and just check a box. We're going to be different. We're going to be a game changer. We're going to be a trailblazer.
People operate on defense, man. You got to attack.
It drives me nuts. One of the worst regrets in life would be waking up 10 years from today and saying, man, what if I would have? I would hate that. If you look at investment advice, a lot of people will say, hey, we're going to have a diversified portfolio. I get it. Like, you're checking boxes, I get it. Safety. But if you look at the wealthiest people in the world, they had a very consolidated portfolio. They went all in on just one or two things, and they worked really well.
What was the most amount of money that you made in a single year?
About $200 million.
That's personal.
And that was personal. The company does about $1.5 billion in volume, but I've got other things too that I do.
$1.5 billion?
Yeah.
Congratulations,
Thanks, man.
What did you have to sacrifice to build $1 billion company?
You know, there's not a lot of people that are willing to see your success. So sometimes friends, relationships, sometimes even family, it becomes challenging.
Did you lose family and friends on the way?
I did. I lost family and friends along the way, and I still love them to death, but I'm just not as close as I wish I could be with them. But I also have learned who's a safe place for me, who's cheering for me. There's a great quote I love is, those people who are with you through the thick and thin, those people who are rooting for you no matter what, that's called family. The other ones are called blood.
Wow. There's a difference.
There's a difference.
There's a difference.
That's right.
What was the lowest point in your career?
So, man, 2012, unexpectedly, my wife filed for divorce. I had a 4-year-old and 2-year-old. Hardest time by far in my entire life.
What did you learn about marrying the right woman? You hear often you have to be very careful with the one that you marry. Any advice that you can shed on that to the younger generation of entrepreneurs?
I think that's a fantastic question. Matter of fact, I think that's probably one of the most important decisions you'll ever make on this planet is who you marry, because that person will dictate what your life looks like going forward. And so for me, if you're looking at like, hey, what would I suggest? Obviously, there's got to be chemistry. Obviously, there's got to be attraction, but you want someone who is kind, selfless, and easy. Like that, give me that all day. Let's go have fun, have a blast, but someone who cares enough that they're going to put their stuff aside and let you do what you need to do, and vice versa. Someone who's all in, and biggest component is a faith component. If you have a faith component in your life, you've got to be equally yoked. It will never work if you don't.
How did you know God was real?
I knew God was real when he showed up when I was in a garage apartment while I was going through a divorce. There was a song by Hillsong that came on, and it says, all I need is you, Lord. And I realized in that moment that at the time I didn't even need the wife that I loved. I didn't even need the kids that I loved and couldn't see as much, because all I needed was him. He showed up and met me right where I was, and that was for me rock bottom. And I know to this day, no matter what I go through, he's always going to be there. That's when God became my God.
How old are you now?
I'm 45.
Let me ask you this. If me and you died tomorrow and you had one more message to leave with the younger generation, what would that be?
You know, I would say my dad's quotes was great. He said, don't sweat the small things, and everything is small. So we get all worked up about all this stuff. And at the end of the day, we can only control today. And I would also say this is like, don't ever put a limit on God's dreams for your life. I think that's powerful. And I believe it's like Proverbs 16. It says, let your plans be known to the Lord, and then he will establish them. And how often am I like, hey, here's my plans. Let's go do it. Genie in a bottle, make it happen. How often do I do that? And God's like, that's cute. I got a better idea because his plan's bigger and he knows way more of the outcome. He also knows the desires of our hearts.
Man, can I tell you something? You got amazing advice, my friend.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you so much for your time, and I appreciate you, man. And I got to ask you, every week I host live calls with the billionaires I interview in my audience where they mentor them. Would you do a live call and mentor some people?
Absolutely.
Is that cool?
Yeah, love to.
Guys, that's a wrap on today's video, man. I don't even have any words, man. We just ended up on the private jet with a billionaire out here in Dallas, man. So stop what you're doing right now. Like and subscribe for amazing content we've got coming every week with the craziest business owners in the world. But let's go a step even further. I want to give you direct access to my billionaire network. If you stop right now and you go down to the link in the description of this video, you can join the #1 most powerful entrepreneur community and network in the entire world called the School of Mentors, where you hop on live calls every week with the millionaires and billionaires I interview, and you ask your questions directly to them. So I can't wait to see you on the inside. With that being said, I'll see you in the next video.